When I married into my husband's wealthy Abuja family, they treated me like I didn't belong. They mocked my background. They ignored my voice. But everything changed the day my uncle visited. Because the moment his Rolls-Royce stopped at their gate, the same people who humiliated me suddenly needed me. Abuja doesn't whisper. It evaluates. In Asokoro, houses don't just sit on land. They sit on reputation. That was the first thing I noticed when I married into the Adeyemi family. The gate alone was taller than the house I grew up in. Black iron. Gold initials. Security men who barely blinked. When I stepped out of the car the first day as a bride, I thought I was entering stability. I didn't know I was entering assessment. My name is Amara. I married Tolu Adeyemi, first son of Chief Bayo Adeyemi, a respected political financier with friends in every ministry. On our wedding day, they smiled. They hugged. They posed. But the smiles never reached their eyes. Especially not his mother's. Mrs. Adeyemi looked at me like I was a temporary arrangement. "You're from Enugu, right?" she asked that first evening. "Yes, Ma." "Oh. Just oh." That one syllable carried weight. Weight of tribe. Weight of class. Weight of assumption. And just like that, I became the outsider in a house that called me daughter-in-law. Abuja high society doesn't insult you directly. It reduces you quietly. At Sunday dinners, I was asked to serve. Not because I volunteered. Because it's good for a new bride to learn. When guests came, my degrees were never mentioned. But Tolu's sister, Dami's MBA from London, was announced repeatedly. Dami just came back from the UK. Dami understands global standards. Dami understood one thing very well. How to look at me like I had won a competition I didn't qualify for. "You're lucky my brother is open-minded," she once said casually while adjusting her silk scarf. Lucky. As if marriage was charity. I smiled. Because women who react are called dramatic. Women who endure are called graceful. So I endured. But I never forgot. There's something powerful about silence. I never spoke much about my family. Not because I was ashamed. But because wealth doesn't shout in my bloodline. It observes. My mother's elder brother, Uncle Chike, rarely appeared in public events. He disliked cameras. He disliked politics. But politics liked him. Oil contracts. Telecom investments. Private infrastructure deals. He wasn't loud. He was necessary. And in Abuja, necessary is more powerful than famous. When he called one afternoon and said, "I hear you're adjusting," I knew he already knew everything. Uncle Chike never asked questions without answers. "I'm fine," I said. There was silence on the line. The kind of silence that measures truth. "Good," he said calmly. "I'll be in Abuja next week." That was when everything shifted. I mentioned casually at breakfast. "My uncle will be visiting Abuja next Friday." Mrs. Adeyemi barely looked up. "Oh, what does he do?" "He runs a few companies." "What kind?" "Energy. Infrastructure." Dami rolled her eyes slightly. Abuja is full of men who claim to run companies. The following Friday, a black Rolls-Royce pulled into the compound. Not flashy, just intentional. 2 security SUVs behind it. The guards straightened immediately. Mrs. Adeyemi stepped outside. And then she saw him. Uncle Chike didn't dress loudly. Simple tailored navy kaftan. Silver watch. Measured steps. He greeted everyone respectfully. But when he shook Chief Adeyemi's hand, the shift was visible. Recognition. Not social. Strategic. "Oh," Chief Adeyemi said slowly. "Yes," Uncle Chike replied calmly. That yes carried history. Because they knew of each other. One moved politics. The other moved money. Dinner that night was different. For the first time, I was asked to sit. Not serve. Dami changed first. It was subtle. She asked questions at dinner. About energy. About investment. About expansion plans. Uncle Chike answered calmly. Never oversharing. Never performing. The more he withheld, the more curious she became. In Abuja high society, attraction isn't always about love. Sometimes it's about power proximity. But something else was happening. He listened to her seriously. Not indulgently. Seriously. That was new for her. Most men either admired her beauty or competed with her arrogance. He did neither. And that unsettled her. 3 weeks later, she asked me privately, "Does your uncle live in Abuja often?" "No." "Is he married?" "No." She tried to sound casual. She failed. The next Sunday, I wasn't asked to serve. Mrs. Adeyemi asked about my work. Chief Adeyemi asked my opinion about a charity project. Dami invited me shopping. Nothing dramatic happened. But everything changed. Respect had entered the room. Not because they understood me, but because they understood him. I became the bridge. Every invitation to Uncle Chike came through me. Every business dinner required my coordination. Every meeting passed through my phone. Suddenly, I mattered. But here's the thing about delayed respect. It feels strategic. Not sincere. It wasn't just ambition anymore. Dami fell in love. I saw it in the way she softened around him. In the way she laughed less sharply. In the way she asked for his thoughts before speaking. One evening on the terrace, she said quietly, "He's not like the others." "No," I replied. "He isn't." She hesitated. "Do you think he would ever consider someone like me?" I looked at her. And for the first time, I didn't see the woman who mocked me. I saw someone uncertain. "He considers character," I said. "More than background." That answer haunted her. Because character was something she had never examined in herself. 6 months later, Uncle Chike proposed quietly. No media. No social spectacle. Just family. Mrs. Adeyemi nearly floated with pride. The same woman who once questioned my suitability now introduced me as our daughter. Not daughter-in-law. Daughter. The irony was thick. I had become essential. And Dami had become reflective. She apologized once. Softly. For how we treated you. I nodded. I remember. Not bitter. Just honest. Because forgiveness without memory is weakness. And I was no longer weak. Abuja still evaluates. But now when I walk into events beside my husband, my uncle, and my sister-in-law, no one questions my position. They greet me first. They seek my introduction. They measure my words. Power didn't make me loud. It made me aware. Aware that respect based on connection is fragile. But respect based on composure is permanent. I didn't fight them. I didn't embarrass them. I simply endured long enough for power to reveal truth. And sometimes, the greatest revenge isn't humiliation. It's elevation. And the quiet knowledge that they needed you. Before they ever deserved you. This is Tales by Fire. If you believe stories still carry fire. If you believe wisdom survives in whispers. Then like, subscribe, and share, so this flame never dies.